Eoghan, Corry, you're talking about people staying and maybe dropping €5,000 on a five-star hotel stay for a couple of nights in Dublin. Is that kind of clientele who'd be reading Conde Nast who say, oh, that looks nice, this looks like a bit of fun? We'll have that.
You can overstate this a little bit. What happens is Conde Nast gathers its editors together, and it's really only a small group of people in a pub or a coffee shop coming up with things. I know a lot of these people, you can almost tell who has suggested what cities. What do you think, Emma? And Emma comes up with her two particular obsessions. What's really, really, really important for Irish tourism is that we continue to feature in these lists. There are 32 places featured in. It's effectively the World Cup finals. We have a knack of ending up on this list. This is the New York list.
How do we end up on these lists? Now, we don't know, was it Emma? You've named an Emma. We don't know, was it an Emma? But how are these decisions made? Like, when we look at, I suppose, the list, we're talking about Hong Kong, you've got New York, you've got Paris, you've got London. Who says, let's put Dublin in there? And why, do you think?
Exactly as I said, it's a gathering of people. And if you're forefront in these people's minds, the reason you're forefront is they're familiar with it. They've been here. Tourism Ireland does a great job hosting international writers. When you get a fan, Emma Stevens, the former editor of Conde Nast US edition, was a huge fan of Ireland. The Lonely Planet, Tom Motley was a big fan. You end up on the list every year. It's really important. Conde Nast is hugely influential in the US market. When we start to worry is when we stop featuring these lists, when the shift of focus goes to Asia, for instance. To give, the list is eclectic. People would wonder what some Leavenworth in Washington is doing on it. Somewhere like Bethlehem, PA. When I saw Bethlehem, PA, I said Bethlehem and the Palestinian Authority. No, it's Bethlehem in Pennsylvania. Good opportunity, by the way, for Bethlehem and Westmeath to try and get into next year's list. But it's a little bit eclectic, and it's very US-centric. There are 14 cities in Europe, places like Vienna. It's a good company to be in. There are 8 in North America. A lot of them wouldn't mean anything. Yeah. And it's just keeping those positions on those lists is more important than coming first in them or fifth in them or sixth in them. We have a good, strong record of doing that. And I think that's down to Tourism Ireland's marketing, making sure the people making these decisions are familiar with Ireland. The photograph is of Temple Bar, by the way. There's absolutely no doubt when it comes to Christmas and preparing for Christmas, they're thinking exactly what a lot of people come to Dublin for, which is the party. We're a party city.
Oh, just to come back to you briefly on this, like, you've travelled far and wide. How do you think we compare?
We compare very well. I mean, when Paris is on that list, people aren't going to Paris 18. They're not going to London, the East End. You could pick any Cape Town tradition. Cape Towners always talk about their crime problem. That's not how tourists see a city. We see our city in a very different way than the people coming in. And the experience is good. The experience is not good because of prices or weather or things like that. The experience is great because of the people. That is our hidden gem. And long may it remain so. As long as we keep that, we're going to keep our position on these lists, and we're going to keep the tourists coming here. They come in huge numbers. I mean, 11 million a year before COVID. That's a very, very strong performance. Right. World Cup Championship performance.
That's a bit for Tourism Ireland there. We'll leave it with thanks to Neil, my thanks to Ali and Eoghan. That's it from us. Our programme is available as a podcast on all major platforms. You can also now find us on Instagram and on TikTok tonight, VMTV. Good night from all of us. Take care.